Hey guys, today I want to share with you how to make fried fish with sayadia rice. If it's your first time hearing about sayadia rice is kind of rice that we usually present it with fish, and it's very delicious and easy to make. And also I'm going to share with you how to make that very nice and crispy fried fish, and all of them are very easy and they don't take any time, so let's get started. So I'm going to start up with the rice because the fish is not going to take any time. So in a very hot pot, I put 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You can use any kind of oil, vegetable oil that you like. And then I'm going to add 1 big chopped white onion. I'm going to stir the onion very well until the onion starts to soften a little bit. At this point, I'm going to add my spices. So for the spices, I used 1 bay leaf, dried lemon, cinnamon, and 3 cardamom. You can use any other spices that you want to add. If you have cloves, you can add cloves. I didn't have cloves, so I didn't add it. I'm gonna stir the onion very well until the onion turns to a very dark brown color. At this point, I'm gonna add 1 big chopped tomato, as you can see. It's important to reach that dark color because we need the rice to get that like orangey, browny color. I'm gonna stir the tomato very well, then I'm gonna add 2 cups of water. I'm gonna stir that together and I'm gonna lower the heat and let it simmer while we are preparing the caramelized sugar. So in a small pan, I put 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I want this sugar to turn to a dark color. It's important for the sugar to turn to a very dark color because it's gonna give us that browny color. And also the sugar help us to develop the flavors even more. I'm gonna add the sugar immediately to the rest of the ingredients because it's gonna sit very quickly. So you have to work very quickly so the sugar doesn't sit. I'm gonna stir the sugar with the other ingredients. Then I'm gonna add the rice. So here I use basmati rice. You can use any kind of rice that you like, even Egyptian or American rice. I'm gonna stir the rice a little bit and I'm gonna add salt to taste. I'm gonna stir the salt and lower the heat as low as possible, and I'm gonna cover it and let it cook over a very low heat. And it's ready. It's very easy and very delicious with any kind of fish, or even if you're not making fish, it's very delicious kind of fries. And now I'm gonna cover the rice and we're gonna make the fish. So here I have boneless fish, so it doesn't have any spines into it. I'm gonna cut the fish diagonally, as you can see, so it cooks properly. I cut the fish in medium slices. You can cut it in big slices, whatever you like, but I prefer to cut the fish in medium slices, as you can see. Now I'm gonna season the fish like very lightly with some salt and pepper. You don't have to add a lot of salt and pepper because we're gonna add some other spices to the batter. So we don't want to add like a lot of spices to the fish at the beginning. After seasoning the fish, I'm gonna cover it with some cornstarch. And the cornstarch it's important. I prefer to use cornstarch because it doesn't create gluten, so it's gonna give us that crispy texture, and it's gonna help the batter stick into the fish. So you really want to cover it with the cornstarch. And before I start to make the batter, I'm gonna heat the oil because we want the oil to be very hot, like between 180 and 200 degrees Celsius. So it's gonna be very hot, so I'm gonna prepare it from now. Now for the batter, I'm gonna need 1 cup of all-purpose flour and half a cup of cornstarch. Using that mixture between cornstarch and flour gonna give you that crispy fish. It's gonna be super crispy. And I'm gonna add some turmeric, paprika, and cumin and dried coriander. You can add any other spices that you like, but don't add a big amount of them, just quarter of a teaspoon, it's gonna be enough. And I'm gonna add some baking powder and baking soda. They are important. The baking soda help us to darken the color and make it even crispier. And the baking powder gonna give us that very nice and light covering. I'm gonna stir that dry ingredients together, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of water gradually. Maybe you'll need to add more water, less water, depends on the flour kind that you use. So yeah, just add the water gradually till you reach that, like, it's not very runny and it's not very thick. I think it's obvious in the video. I'm gonna add quarter of a teaspoon of salt and quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper. And also I'm gonna add quarter of a teaspoon of vinegar. Vinegar is very important because we use baking soda, and baking soda is not gonna work without lemon or vinegar. So you have to add some of the vinegar. I'm gonna stir that together, and I'm gonna cover the fish with the batter, and I'm gonna lift it and hold it for a while so the excess batter like drip out of it. Then immediately I'm gonna put it into some flour. Here have a cup of flour, and I'm gonna flip it like multiple times in each side so it could create that lovely wrinkles, as you can see. Then immediately I'm gonna put the fish immediately in the hot oil. Here I was checking the temperature of the oil. It has to be between, as I told you, between 180 or 200 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna put the fish into it, and as soon as the fish start to get some nice golden color from the first side, I'm gonna flip it over and let it get some nice color from the other side. It's very crispy and very delicious. You guys, you have to try the fish with this way. It's very delicious. And yeah, I serve it with the sayadia rice with some tahini sauce. Any sauce that you like is gonna be perfect with the fish. And that's it. I hope you guys try it and tell me what do you think about it in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. See you in another video, and bye.